Oh, today'll be fun. Let's see. Boots and things up. Make sure my necklace is gonna stay put. Okay. Do 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 do. Minimize this. Make sure this is up. Alrighty. Do. There we go. Okay. I have no idea if this is a decent size, but it will work. Probably. Now, if this thing would turn on. Do 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 do. Check in on Twitch. So far, so good. I'm hoping I put this in the right little boxy angle thing so that it'll so that it won't get in the way of the text, because I know this is a text game. Oh well. While I wait for my technology to get in order, let's do this. So, where do I start? I have played this game exactly once. Just once through. Chapter 1, do the thing to the end. So I've seen one of the endings. I've been told there's multiple ones. Then again, the person who told me this could very well have been lying to me just to put me through hell. So we will see. A friend of mine really likes Slay the Princess. To such an extent that when I expressed an interest in playing it, he said, bet, and proceeded to buy me the game. So, thank you, my bestie, my most wonderful person in the world. I'm hooked. I need something that isn't stabbing things in a video game, which, well, I guess this isn't the game if you want to not stab things. But I suppose I need something that isn't a combat game. There we go. I need something that isn't a combat game, and this looked really interesting, and it's got some replayability, it seems. I'm still not entirely sure whether or not well, I think playing it off stream for the first time was probably good for me, because I got unreasonably pissed off by the way the princess talks to you, just the arrogance of it all. I'm the only one allowed to be arrogant in this household, you see. So, this is gonna be interesting. But, let me see, is this light down all the way? It's as down as it's gonna get. So, let's arrange my chair. Do 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 do. Alrighty. This is a horror game. Alright, let's just go for it. If my phone would turn on, that would be wonderful. I would like to be able to see Twitch while I play. Now. Let's see, I've got my drink, I have my computer. There is still some light outside. Behold my glorious flag in the background. All hail. Is this thing going to turn on, or am I just going to be doomed to suffer? Maybe I need to turn down the audio a bit. I'm gonna turn it down slightly so it's. There we go. That should. Right about there? Do 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 do. Testing, testing. There we go. To sit in solemn silence on a dull, dark dock, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. Okay, yeah, I think that'll be close enough. And now we pull up the Twitch, and I will alert some people so they know what I'm doing. Stream manager. Come on. Stream should be up. No, I don't need to worry about that. There we go. Okay, let's go notify some people. Do, 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 do. Put that in. Streaming. There we go. That'll work. There we go. I knew I'd get some people. Okay, Twitch. Go back to my stream manager. Do this. Alrighty. So, should probably type in chat really quick too. This is Rilla. Do 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 do. There we go. Oh, allow. There we go. I am so glad to have you here. Okay. Let's see, I was in the middle of watching someone react to Epic the Musical, but fuck, I need to see this. Okay, well, welcome to the stream. Alrighty. I do. I do. But I thought about it for a couple seconds, and specifically allowing other people to say fuck. You have no idea the kind of words I have had to disallow. I don't get a lot of people talking in here, but for the small amount of people I have had in here, I've had some interesting comments. So, I'm definitely not going to allow the word fuck. I can say fuck because I can be trusted with the word fuck. I can be trusted to say the word fuck in every sentence if I so choose, and it will always be appropriate. But I'm sorry. I can't trust the people with this much power. So, alrighty. Let's switch over to the game. I will have my chat thing up on my phone, so if I see a blocked message, I can judge it for myself. Alright. Give you mod? Oh, honey, honey, I stream at the most god-awful times. No, no, I love you, but you do not want this responsibility. Okay. Content warning. This is a horror game, and it is not intended for all audiences. Please visit our website, blacktabbygames.com, if you need a full list of content warnings. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects as well as a parallax effect that on rare occasions has caused motion sickness in players. If either of these cause health issues for you, you can disable them in the game's preferences. It is okay that you're not always here for it, sweetheart. I'm glad when you do show up. Alright. I love this little cursor. I get a little claw. Alright. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Alright, let's start from the top. My goal here is to get to the end of the game and romance a princess. So, I know it says slay the princess, but like, I feel like killing her just isn't the satisfying move. My fang keeps falling out, that's not a good sign. I just feel like killing her isn't the satisfying move that it should be. So I think coming to some sort of mutual agreement is the better option. So, let's see what we can do. New game. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess. Well, don't mind if I do.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alright, well, now that I have this up, I can check my camera. Ooh! I got it just at the edge. Just at the edge, I'm so good. Okay. That should be fine.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
We'll see. Let's see. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
I mean, okay, but there's always time for a little bit of mercy, isn't there?
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Okay, sure.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Okay, if you say so.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
That's one way to put it.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
But what if I ask her opinion on this?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Okay, but what is she the princess of? Why is she a princess? Am I part of her kingdom? Does she rule some locality that I'm a part of? Is she the princess of a different country? Why does she want to end the world? Is it something she has a choice in? Will she just do it automatically? I have questions. Can someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
But you're the narrator. Don't you make the rules? Somewhat? Okay. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Okay. What do you mean, end of the world?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
I mean, I like birds and trees. Let's see what we got. If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it.
She's not dangerous. She will just cause the end of the world? Does she particularly want to? Let me see. She's a princess, don't even worry about it. We finished a run of the game together before, yeah. Yes, we did finish a run of the game together, but I'm just... I don't know. Playing some devil's advocate, arguing with the narrator because I can, generally enjoying myself. Come along with me on this grand adventure, it will be fine. Okay. What happens if she gets out then? I want specifics.
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
The world will end because people will listen to her? Cat! Welcome to the chat. You're going to get to see me interact with a princess, and, it's going to be interesting. Alrighty, let's do this. Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job? Let me see. I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. And if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
I'm a pretty smooth talker. I think I can do it.
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Oh, sounds like you don't believe in me.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
It'll go swimmingly. Don't even worry about it.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Gotta straighten up my shirt a little bit, you know? Make sure I'm nice and presentable for all this. It's not every day you meet a princess.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Valid point.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I mean, I don't think any of us know what we're talking about at any given time, except maybe you, but you're not talking, so...
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Okay.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm trying to purge what little I know of the game from my brain and just play. So I'm hoping this will be interesting. Well, the name of the game is Slay the Princess, so We'll see how this
You
goes.
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Alright. But do I have to kill her just because you say I have to kill her?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
I don't like the way she talks to me.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
No, the fuck she isn't.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's go with that. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
I'm small and fluffy and I believe in myself. Try me.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
I'm marching down there with a knife. Like, is she gonna think I'm there to slice her a sandwich or something? I don't think she'll believe in my generosity of heart as I descend the steps. I'm just saying.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
What's up with the other one? What's up with the other chain? Why is she only chained up to one? Like, did she manage to kill somebody before they could chain her up the other way? Actually, that doesn't even have a shackle on it. Why is it broken? Did something else used to be attached to that? I have questions.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
She's looking at me like she's gonna take my money.
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah, me? So I've been told. Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything.
I
But
did.
you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
We could.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked?
I think she's more interested in your life. Maybe. Maybe she is.
Don't you dare.
Well, now I kinda want to.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Alright, let's have some dignity to this whole situation.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Are you mocking me? Because you shouldn't be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
This knife I found. And the fact that you're chained to the wall.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
I've got hands. Or one hand, at least. I have no confirmation of other hands.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Hmm. I'm not doing it just because she asked me to.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Okay. And I guess we're at an impasse. Squint, drop the blade, slay the princess. Well, I haven't seen this before, so... Yawning time. Okay. I'm gonna squint at her suspiciously. Real suspicious squant.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back.
Okay. Does she have a sense of humor is the question.
The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Yep. Squint at her even harder.
You squint even harder.
Sure do.
So does she.
At least nobody's dying right now.
You know, find the perks where you can.
You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
I'm not blinking first. Well, at this point, dropping the blade feels like submitting to something, so let's go for it.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Where does she have the muscle for that?
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Well, that's not very classy of her.
Holy shit, that hurt!
I didn't know you cussed.
Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Alright. Fight Club. I can do Fight Club. That's a lot more reasonable than executing a woman on her knees.
We can still turn this around.
No, now we're fighting. I want to do this. Give up, finish the job, flee, and lock her in the basement. I mean, I'm not running, and I'm not giving up, so I guess let's try this.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
Fight Club, Fight Club, Fight Club. Come on.
Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now.
What's up with chat? I expected this with every bone in my body, but I'm still excited to see it. Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
Well, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
ADHD moment here, but, I mean, a really decisive way to kill somebody would be to eat them, right? Is there a path where we can do cannibalism? Don't tell me. But, like, it would be a really effective way to finish the job. I'm just saying. There's something very romantic about stealing someone's heart and then eating it. I'm just saying.
Oh, This was fun.
I am really glad she agrees.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder,
Mm-hmm.
do you really think this is the end?
I don't know, you tell me.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Damn. Unfortunate. Roll credits. Chapter 2. The Adversary.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You've said that. But, I did slay her, and now I'm back. So, where's this ending? But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
What do we have in chat? I'm looking forward to this. I have a feeling you might like her, maybe. I mean, if she's willing to entertain me, we will see.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Hello?
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
I don't get to comment on the presence of the new voice. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Mm-hmm.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I mean, I killed her.
We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations, you've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything?
Don't
If you're asking
mock
that,
me,
it
I
sounds
mock
to me
you.
like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
I mean, they don't appear to have.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess,
See?
the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Mm-hmm, see?
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
See, ordinarily, I would take this opinion into some consideration, because, you know, the lives of everyone does have some weight to it. However, I have yet to see evidence of any such everyone. So, Pixar didn't happen, basically.
Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters.
Okay. What do we have in chat? I'm seeing a lot of hearts. Alright, people love the voice of the stubborn, apparently. You think you're so smart and important, narrator. You think you're so right about everything. Agreed. Agreed. Can I fight him? That would be so much more fun.
I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
Okay. No, I want to talk about her. What's your problem with her?
Just be quick about it.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
People say that when they're trying to keep you in the dark. What people? The government? Random villagers? The Spanish Inquisition? I have questions.
She just
Oh,
can.
I didn't mean to click that, but
Believe me,
okay.
I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Am I?
Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions?
Because I like to be informed. The more I know about the situation, the more I can maneuver things to my advantage.
There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here.
There you go.
Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting.
Okay, you got a point. You got a point. Yeah, why does it have to be me in specific?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Oh, you're a
You're
bastard.
the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
It's just the way things are. You're just a chosen one. That's why you have to do it. What am I, a 12-year-old on a quest? Am I the only one who can see the Picori? Like, come on.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Boys. No.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Because you put me here? What aren't you telling me?
I told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
You have knowledge. I would like the knowledge. Give it to me.
What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch.
See, you're being stubborn, but you're being stubborn about the wrong thing. You're being stubborn about the fact that you want to stab her, which, you know, to some extent I can get behind. I am being stubborn about the fact that this man has information and I want it. He's denying me. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Completely unacceptable.
Exactly. The less you know about her, the better.
Okay.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Well, I mean, when you put it like that. Alright, let's see what we can do. I'm so tempted to be contrary, but, What would happen if I just disagreed with the voices constantly? I'll do that next time.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Oh, we don't have to worry about that, sweetheart. I just need her to talk to me. And maybe fight me again, because Fight Club last time was fun.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Have you been in a fight? Lying and cheating is half the fun. Come on.
Are you sure about that?
Okay.
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice.
Okay.
The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Okay.
Crystal, let's just get on with it already. The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
First question. Why would you specifically underline the fact that the building is trying to direct me to a certain point? Because so far, the only thing I know about that's trying to purposefully direct me places is the narrator. I have heard tell of vaguely referenced people in the outside world that also need me to kill her, but so far there is no evidence of anyone else wanting me to kill her. Certainly not her. So... Or maybe she does want me to come down there. Maybe she liked the Fight Club too. She did say it was fun.
See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving.
That's a really, really interesting sentence.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Okay.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You already wasted so much time in the woods. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
I care about whether I'm being lied to.
As do I. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Look, preening is a valuable use of my time. Let's just take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Okay, if you want me to kill somebody, why would you give me a dagger? Or knife? She's expecting me to kill her. So she's going to be on the defensive already. I'm going to assume this is some kind of medieval-ish situation. So, that being the case, why can't you give me objectively the best weapon for this situation, which would be some kind of polearm? Like a halberd, guisarme, warhammer, crossbow? I'll take a crossbow. Okay, this whole cabin is different. Let's just go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it.
Sulfur?
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Sulfur? Is she a dragon? Oh, what am I in for? Is she a dragon?
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Fierce? Is she a dragon?
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Okay. Okay, let's do this.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Yeah, let's do this. I didn't want to kill a woman on her knees.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
Okay. Okay.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head.
Why not?
You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
I feel like these things aren't mutually exclusive.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
She's not a dragon. She's not a dragon. But I respect what's happening here.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Maybe she will.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
And
you brought your little knife, too. Yes.
Okay, I'm on board with this.
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Not if I break you first, sweetheart. Alright. Let me see. You look different. I'm actually here to free you. You know what? Let's just enjoy ourselves for a minute. Let's see. I am not fighting a giant demon lady. What are you? Not fighting a giant demon lady? Why? Okay. Also, confirmation of the size difference. Let's see. You look different. This one feels the most like flirting. So you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life.
Alright.
So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
Alright, fine. I believe you.
What?
What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember.
Fair point.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
That's fair, but consider. Literally a hot lady who wants to fight me. I'm going to take this even less seriously. You don't know the depths of my apathy. No. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never died. Do you see how alive I am right now? Would someone as alive as me already have died? I didn't think so. Oh my god. Don't worry, I'm going to do a good job. You got me. Pretty much everything you just said is true. This isn't the response I would normally go with. However, it's funny. It's really funny. So.
Don't try to lie to me. Just please take this seriously.
I mean, I'll take it somewhat seriously. What's that meme? That's like picking a fight with a guy because he's hot. Yeah, we're doing this.
Agreed. We can't win unless you treat this fight with the gravity it deserves.
Okay. Let's see, you look different. I'm actually here to free you. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight. How are we both still alive? Alright, let's go for it.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess.
Okay, let's do this.
Here we go. Let's make this count. Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
I like you. I like you so much.
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood.
Hell yeah.
But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor.
Okay, that's gonna complicate some things.
You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact.
Man, I hope I can live up to this.
She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
She shouldn't be.
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you?
What?
That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart.
Okay, I'm seeing your perspective. That's a valid criticism.
You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
I mean, it didn't stick last time.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action. Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
I love her tail so much. I want to steal it. I mean, people keep telling me to kill her. This would be more my speed, but I want to entertain the voice of the stubborn a bit. So, let's see what happens. Plus, she did ask. Nicely, even.
If that's your plan, then that's your plan. You push off the ground, ignoring the pain in your ribs as you charge at the princess once more. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard. Pull it out. We'll try a different angle. No, we can do this. Just keep pushing.
Oh, that's brutal. Okay. Let's do some God of War in here.
We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
Is it long enough to go through?
The princess's grin widens as the two of you push against each other, her fiery eyes and masochistic glee practically lighting up the dreary cave.
Okay. Flirting successful.
Yes, you finally get it, don't you?
I do.
Nothing exists outside of us. It's just you and me, dying and coming back, clashing against each other. Forever.
That's not what's going on. There's an entire world at stake here.
Shh. You know nothing of romance. This is a love story. I'm flirting. Let me be.
Yes, the fate of the world doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is this fight. The only thing that matters is getting stronger. And the only way to get stronger is to win. even if it takes us forever to get there.
You would like anime a lot. This is a very anime decision to be making.
Your balance is suddenly thrown off as the princess pulls you into her knee.
Hello.
It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact.
I mean, wet wood is surprisingly accurate, yeah?
We're fine! But you barely have enough time to notice before the princess follows up and smashes her forehead against yours.
Not the best option, but an acceptable one.
Your grip loosens from the impact, the blade still wedged in her arm as you tumble to the cold stone floor.
I'd been hoping for something a little more effective, but okay. I mean, your bones are wet. Indeed they are. They're also wet on the inside, too.
I said we're fine. I didn't say you weren't fine. I was just describing what happened.
You might not have said as much, but you certainly implied it.
It really doesn't matter. The princess glances down at the blade embedded in her arm, and with near total ignorance to pain, slides it out of its sinewy prison.
You forgot this.
Thank you so much for giving it back.
She tosses it at your feet.
The immortality part doesn't matter. Let me see. Don't you want to be free? I don't think this is healthy for either of us. This is the choice the therapist would want us to choose. Were you being metaphorical when you said that nothing exists outside of us?
I meant that nothing else matters. It's hard to describe. It's just a feeling. That it's just us. That when we hurt each other, we're alive. And when that happens, everything else is gone.
I hurt, therefore I am. That's interesting.
You feel it too, right?
Little bit. The two of us are a chorus of notes building on top of each other forever. Okay, now I have to voice act this. Yes. The two of us are a chorus of notes building on top of each other forever. The song we write in our blood will be the most beautiful music ever written.
Great. It seems like both you and the princess have bought into some sort of shared delusion.
Oh yeah.
Just make sure that whatever you're using for that song written in blood is mostly hers.
Hey, if it kills her, it kills her. That's what you wanted, right? Is he crying? Oh, honey, don't worry. We'll get you all the bloodshed you need. Trust me.
I'm sorry, are you crying?
Yes, he is. And it's justly deserved. Oh, there's automod shenanigans happening? What is my automod doing? Can I please see automod? Automod. Messages held by automod will display here. I'm not seeing anything held by automod. Either way, welcome Apollo to the chat. I'm stab flirting with a demon lady and it's going great. So, let's see what happens.
Is she crying?
I always knew I was wonderful with words.
Are you two not? That was some goddamn poetry!
Thank you.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Wouldn't it be funny if immediately after that I said, actually, I don't think this is healthy? You are excellent with words. Thank you so much. Alright, now let's get back to stabbing.
You and the princess attack each other once again, each of you dealing a single, terrible, lethal blow.
Man, this soon? Drag it out a little bit, come on.
Wait, does that mean we're...
I mean, yeah, but we died once, so... And does it really matter if we finish the job?
dead? Or rather, about to be dead. As your blade pierces her sternum, the princess buries her fist into the soft meat of your organs. You feel a few horrifically painful pops, a gush of fluid, and... it's over. It's finally over.
No, it's not. We're just getting started.
Are you going to drag me up on my broken bones? Because I'm here for it if that's about to happen.
But it is over. Dead is dead. I know this isn't the happiest ending for you, but you saved the entire world from ruin. There are few better endings than that.
Also, do let me know if the game is loud enough, because I haven't really played this before on stream, so I have no idea if the volume is good compared to where my voice is. Either way, let the things commence.
Well, are you going to listen to him? Or are you going to listen to me? Get up.
Stubborn's gonna get me some kind of way. Oh boy, let's do this. Let's do this. Yes! Fuck yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's do this. Are we gonna rip her apart with our claws? I mean, we still got the knife. Oh, let's do this.
Wait, no, that can't be right.
Yes, it is.
Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. Alive.
I thought your job, Mr. Narrator, was to relay the facts. Yeah, we're back.
Ha! I told you this wasn't over.
For a brief period of time, probably.
What about her? The blade went right through her heart.
I mean, for all we know, she has 5 of them or something. Look, when you're in a situation like this, one of the most important things you can do is double tap. So, cut off her head or something. We gotta make sure we did the thing. Also, I want her tail as a souvenir.
What about her? If we're fine, then she's fine.
He gets it.
No, she's dead. She has to be... No!
I mean, you were wrong about us, sweetheart.
Right. We're all shit out of luck, aren't we?
No, we're not. We can still kill her.
I knew it. I told you we should all believe in her. This is perfect.
This is a really interesting take.
The princess rises from the ground, staggering slightly, one hand wrapped around the hilt of the blade still buried in her heart.
We don't even need to start over anymore, do we? Let's go again.
As you wish.
She pulls the weapon from her chest, barely wincing, and hurls it at your feet.
You know what to do. Again.
Yeah.
She came back. What's the point of fighting her if she can just do that?
Fighting her, obviously. That's the point.
All of you need to settle down. This whole situation is coming dangerously close to untethering. She clearly never actually died. You just missed her heart, that's all. Oh, we just missed her heart? Oh, of course, that's all. You were the one who said we hit her heart. You were the one who said it was finally over.
If we'd stayed down, we would have been dead and she would have been alive. So, I'm just saying.
Well, I guess I had it wrong.
Interesting. I thought your job was to report the facts.
You guess you had it wrong? Aren't you supposed to know everything?
Is this something we can really afford to be wrong on?
I never said I knew everything.
Interesting. Close to untethering, what's that supposed to
Okay.
mean?
It means nothing. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh? You shouldn't have said that? Well, okay.
But you did say it, so it means something.
It does mean something.
Oh, stop bickering over nothing. Our destiny is right in front of us. Pick up the blade and go to her.
I mean, when you say it like that, that's a little more blatant than what I was thinking, but okay.
Okay, fine. That is what I meant by untethering. Do you hear him rambling on about destiny? He's lost the thread, and if you lose the thread, you won't be able to save the world.
I'm on an entirely different thread, Sweet Pea. I'm doing crochet in another dimension. Don't even worry about it.
And what is that supposed to mean? I don't have to answer that, and I'm not going to answer that.
Okay. We'll make you answer in a different world.
Why the bloody hell not? Because right now, there's still a razor-thin chance that you're able to get your act together. There are patterns of thought out there that beg to be finished, but once you finish them, that's it. They change everything. There's no going back, and if I say anything else, you're going to finish one of those thoughts. What?
Oh, this is interesting. The princess can't die, the princess can't die, the princess can't die. You mean like, the princess can't die, don't you? Well, it's too late for that. I think we've all thought that one. I'm not going to say the princess can't die. I'm not even going to think it. The princess can die. The princess can't die. Ooh. I love this options list. I love it a lot. Yep.
Yes, exactly. Like, the princess can't die. I tried, you know. I tried very hard to make this work. I don't like that resignation. Are you sure we can't just unthink it?
There is no unthinking. Just as there is no putting the lid back on something that has been opened. This is what it means to open Pandora's box.
Yes, like I said, I'm afraid some thoughts can't be unthought. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to pour myself a stiff drink. If I'm going to see the end of everything, I'd rather not be sober.
Where are you getting the alcohol, sir?
So I was right! Why are all of you so glum? This is perfect, isn't it? We get to experience greatness and battle and triumph forever.
I like you. I like you a lot.
Well, I think it was the stubborn one who said, your destiny awaits, right?
Let's see. My dearest friend, I think you can put the lid back onto things. Okay, if you're talking like a jar of peanut butter, then yes, you can put the lid back on a jar of peanut butter. But in terms of like, telling someone you love them, you can't put that one back in the box. Telling someone you hate them, you can't really put that one in the box either. Extreme financial decisions, so on and so forth. There's some forks in the path that you cannot take back, and that is Pandora's box in a nutshell. So, I'm very interested to see what's happening here.
No, hold on. There has to be another way. What if we just leave her down here? What if we run away? What if we convince her not to end the world?
But that's boring.
You can't reason with her. Ending the world is her fundamental nature. It's not a decision she can flip on and off. It is her.
That's very useful to know.
And what exactly can't we leave her down here? Because all it would do is stall the inevitable.
I mean, I'm kind of on board with that on principle.
And what's wrong with stalling? Oh, there's plenty wrong with stalling. The end is still the end, and I'd rather face mine head on. Oh, you mopey ass. Why did you even ask us to slay her if it was going to end like this? Because it didn't have to end like this. If you don't mind, I'd rather not spend everyone's last moments arguing with you.
Didn't you hear us? This isn't going to be everyone's last moments. We're going to be fighting her. For a very long time. For some fraction of forever.
It's time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I suppose it is. If we fight her forever, then maybe she can't end the world. Maybe everything can still work out.
See?
I guess we'll just have to see how things play out.
Don't you get it? You don't have to shuffle your feet. What comes next is going to last forever.
That is so romantic. Join your adversary? Damn, get me some roses at this rate.
With an unbreakable determination, you snatch the blade from the floor and stumble back to your feet. Both you and the princess quake with adrenaline as your eyes lock across the basement floor and share a knowing look. Free from hesitation, you close the distance, both you and the princess aiming to end each other. Your blade digs into her neck, grinding against her vertebrae as her fist connects with your body. The impact forces the air from your lungs, stars dancing in front of your eyes as you fail to keep your bearing. You both collapse to the ground before either of you has a chance to survey the damage. And then we get up.
Okay.
Yes. And then you get up.
This is horrifying, and I love it.
That was a good one. More.
Let's do it.
You and the princess exchange dozens of devastating blows. Sometimes you manage to strike first, and sometimes she tears through you before you have a chance to act. But more often than not, each of you fells the other in the same moment. And then you get up and do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. We're all still here. This is all gonna be okay. Isn't it? Isn't it?
But he doesn't answer the voice. He's gone.
What are you waiting for? I'm right here. Do you think this is... What is this place?
Did we do this?
We did something.
Huh. I didn't think we had it in us. But I guess that stuck-up control freak was right. It's the end of the world, isn't it? It's the end of everything. Far from it. We're still here. And she's still here too.
This is true. The princess stumbles, and her body slumps.
I feel so... tired.
Let's be nice. Let's back off a little. We've been fighting for a long time. You should rest. You do not have an opportunity to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
It's like it's mocking us.
The narrator is gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
Probably.
The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I mean, it's the only thing in here. Maybe she's in the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
I mean, what else is there to do? Nothing. The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. Oh. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Okay. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Very true. The gift of a fragile vessel? Or... Well, I mean, we've been so committed to the bit for this long. Well, let's scroll through some options.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Okay. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I'm the hand that holds the knife. Solitary lights, what do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
I suppose not. Did you send me to kill her?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
And that's what happened. That's what happened, isn't it? She can do this thing if we believe her capable of it. So if we believe the princess can't die, then she can't die. How very, very interesting.
Bring me more perspectives so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay. I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Very true. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay, let's go for it.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Aww.
You won't.
Oh god. Damn. Okay. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alrighty.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
What happens if I don't
is
take
your
it?
implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
What if I don't, though?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Oh, she's being nice. Okay.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Alright, cool your jets.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Let's just continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
It's got a lot to do with things.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
It tells me quite a bit about her, actually.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is
Okay.
Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
But she didn't even think to pick a name for herself. She could have, easily, but she didn't. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
Oh, what is it?
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
I mean, I'd rather have more than one perspective if it's all the same to you. I was sent here to slay you, apparently. But I wanted to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I would like to know that. No, which is why I don't think you're actually dangerous. I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but...
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Okay, that's a little more intimate than what we have going on, but okay.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Mm.
I don't trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
Mm-hmm.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about.
Fair.
Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
I'm not sure if either of those are strictly relevant, but we'll see.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
I would definitely believe that.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Yeah, but like, you're the only person saying she's gonna end the world, and also, I feel like she's not actually a monarch. Not really. She's been like shoved into the role of one maybe, but I don't think she's actually like princess of what? In order to be a monarch, in order to be a ruler, you have to rule over something. And she's clearly not. So I'm getting you out of here. Don't make me regret this.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake.
According to who? You?
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Is he making them that way by saying it? I'm curious.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
I don't think we can go upstairs, can we?
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Mm-hmm. Do the chains have a keyhole? If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
Maybe.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Mm-hmm.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay, so we haven't seen any evidence of other people. But the second we do something the narrator dislikes, suddenly we get evidence of other people, to some extent. I thought maybe, like, who does the house belong to? It could belong, since we've got 3 characters, could be ours, could be hers, could be the narrator's. I'm just saying, or maybe it's some mysterious other party we've never met, but let's just set that to the side for a minute. So, her, I thought maybe it could belong to her because we killed her, and then the scenery changed to match her. Maybe. So even though she's chained up in there, it could still be an extension of her to some extent. Us? I mean, if it was an extension of us, it wouldn't be fighting us, I don't think. So that can't be the case. And the narrator is the only person who really wants us to be down in the basement at the moment. So there's something going on here.
Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Okay. You seem really certain about that.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Mm-hmm.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Okay.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Who's they? What they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
Damn.
before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Okay, we're doing this.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Mm-hmm. And do you know how it got down here, Mr. Narrator? Yeah, I think this place belongs to him.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oh, really? And in what position are you to threaten me?
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
I would assume she would bleed out from something like that, but maybe she just can't.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
No. I can't just let her escape into the world.
You little bastard. You little bastard.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Okay, so if you can kill her, then what was all that nonsense about me being special? Why do I have to be here? Is it because you don't have a body? You mentioned pouring yourself a stiff drink earlier, but maybe that was just sarcasm. The blade just grew legs and walked down there itself. Don't worry about it. I see, I see. It smelled her blood and came running like a hungry dog. I could see that.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
He just did.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
No. Fuck off.
Stop that.
No.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
Oh my god.
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
What's this? I mean, you still have to make the decision to kill her yourself. Sort of a, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink situation. Indeed, indeed. I'm tempted. I really am. But, Which of these? I wish I knew how to do chat polls. I know there's a way to do it, but for the life of me, I've never figured it out. So, slay the princess, resist, or slay the princess. I mean, I've done this before. I can always save and come back, true, but I just want to go through. So... Man, I don't know. I guess we'll click this one, just to see what happens.
Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there?
Nope.
A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
Interesting.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm.
Damn.
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart.
Oh, she got teeth?
It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The witch? Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and
But at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Originally, my plan had been to turn around, but I like witches. I like witches a lot. Let's not tell him we've been here before.
A warning before you go any further.
Okay.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Okay, he's new. Why do I never comment on these voices? I feel like that'd be the first
The
thing I would
interior of the
comment on.
cabin is
Whoa!
a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, so I think the building is influenced by her current state. However, I think to some extent it's also dictated by the narrator. Okay, everybody likes opportunity. Let's see how this goes.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Okay. Let's not take the blade.
No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
Uh-huh. Why does this voice remind me of Mumbo Jumbo for some reason? Let me see, what do we have? They're just your buddies, your guys. So awful, I'm entranced by everything he says. Okay. Alright, let's figure him out.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
Let's see. No blade, Sag. I cannot tell you why Sag, however, Sag. I mean, I want to be nice to her, and it seems like I get the nice options if I don't carry the knife. So, finger guns.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
It smells like plants. She's probably fine.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Yeah, she remembers last time and she wants me dead. Oh, I have to go. Farewell. Have fun with Oppie. Have fun doing whatever you need to do. I'm going to be here and I'm going to finish this run of Slay the Princess. So, thank you so much for joining me. Alrighty. I need to remember when I'm speaking to the audience, I have to actually look at the camera. I'll figure these things out once in a while. Hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
Maybe.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
I like him.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
I mean, that happens.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss.
No, he's not. I am.
Thank you.
Oh.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
Hello, gorgeous. Okay.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
No window this time. Interesting.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us?
I don't think so.
Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Maybe.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Oppie the boot kisser. Huh.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I get the sense that you're not happy with me. Yeah, that would not go over well. I'm sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize, get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Okay. Let me see. Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
If you could have gotten out this whole time, what do you even need me for? The cabin isn't locked.
The cabin lets prying little beasts like you come as you please, but it insists I stay where I am. That binding I shed is just a symbol of the crueler magic at work in this place.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm to leave, I'm to leave with you, and you alone.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, this seems like a straightforward way to apologize.
Yes, let's.
She's gonna kill me.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
She's interesting. She's very kitty.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
So this place belongs to the narrator.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us.
After last time?
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her.
I mean, if she kills us, we'll just come back.
Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time.
Agreed.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Alright, let's go.
That's right, you're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
Justifiable, considering.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her.
A valid idea. I like
No.
it.
The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself.
Not if we're careful.
But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach.
The door's gonna slam.
Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? What did you just say that?
Yeah, he's gonna slam the door.
I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop.
I thought she said she needed us to get out of there. Well, I guess she could do it if we're dead, apparently. So something about us is sealing her in, too?
The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
Nobody does.
We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that? course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The
Yeah.
arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
We could have gotten out of here if we just trusted each other.
Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you. By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
Alright, fair.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back.
Huh.
And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Oh, so we've both got our backs broken, hell. Okay.
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Is she gonna eat me? She's kinda cat-shaped right now, and I think I'm a bird. Is she gonna eat me?
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Maybe.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next? I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Well, that's creepy. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Finally, we're going places.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Maybe that's it. You are at the cabin and then we see her. So, maybe it's made of her, but it's controlled by the narrator. Something like that.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Okay. Thank you for being kind to me.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
Okay. What if I just wait here forever?
Then we will remain here as we are now, barely finished, damp, cavernous.
Alright, let's do it. What? You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Huh.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Damn.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I am officially out of drink. We'll see how we do.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm leaving.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Let me see. Nope, I have no idea where I'm going. I don't have a plan
I
this
suppose
time.
you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I think he does.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Leaving again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Maybe they should. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess. And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
I love this from a meta perspective so much. Because the point of the game, well, the stated point of the game, is to go inside that cabin and slay the princess. So, there doesn't need to be anything else in this world. All there needs to be is the setting, the goal, and the character. So, why would there be anything else?
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
This is cool. This is really cool.
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Chapter 2, The Stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin
is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I noticed there's a wall now. Staying in the woods forever.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
But I want to go as astray as possible.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
What other person?
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Hello.
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
Sometime, if you really want to stay in the woods forever, try it on your first loop. Ooh. I do want to try that. Not gonna lie, I also want to find the prisoner again if I can. Because she was interesting and I have some questions.
The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Alright.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
Sir, with all due respect, I know nothing about you.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Maybe.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
Oh yeah.
Let's keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong.
Ooh.
A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Okay.
You can't just say that. Not when everything here is so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
Okay.
And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
Okay.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together.
Okay.
Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
This is true.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
Alright.
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
Okay.
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Let's not take the blade this time.
The door to the basement
God.
creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
That's my daily life, really. I don't smell things. Never have, really. So, okay.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
You really want to push that one, don't you?
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon.
Well, guess we better improvise.
But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Center staircase.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere.
Alrighty.
You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one careful, focused step after another. 1 foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much.
Okay. Well, this can't be
Slowly
good.
lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether.
That's the second time we've heard that word in this run.
Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
Damn. Okay.
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here.
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, I am so sleepy. I am going to sleep so well tonight. Let me see. Getting down here was weird, like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me?
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you?
Very fair.
We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
Mm-hmm.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
We can do that?
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, double check the chat to make sure. Alrighty. Ooh, and I got a follower! Yay! I got a follower. Life is good. Let me see. It is not pulling up the name for me, which is a travesty, but I am so glad to have you. Alrighty, let me see. I think I'll keep going for another 30 minutes or so. I'd originally intended to play this section to completion, but I think another 30 minutes or so because I am in dire need of dinner. Flipped Orbit, I am very glad to have you. Crescent Feather has the finest taste imaginable, so I'm sure you'll find something you like here.
It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now.
Yeah, you pronounced my URL correctly. Apollo, this is my bestest friend in the whole world. I need you to know this. It is me. It is I. The one, the only. Behold. Bask in my glory. I know. Alright. Do people really have problems saying your URL? It's very clearly 2 words. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Anyway. So, I can see what he means about unthinking the thoughts that have weaseled their way into our head, because clearly whatever we must have thought in the previous reality, you know, the princess can't die, I can't do this, etc., that shapes what she is. However, in this specific circumstance, I think last time we just didn't concern ourselves with the princess at all. Which means she could be anything? Interesting take.
Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
I think that might be creepier than we bargained for. What's your name?
Princess.
That's not a name. I mean, it can be a name, I guess, but That's like a name you give your cat.
It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
Okay, that's fair. Hmm. Free her, leave her, retrieve the blade. Well. Let me see. Flipper, doorbit, flippy, doorbit, flip, doorbit. The list goes on. My god. I am so sorry for your loss. Okay, let's see. I've gotten this page once before, and I do genuinely like the horror elements, but also the having the multiple faces. I think we'll pass on that today.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. Take a step forward.
Never mind,
Your
they've
foot
come for me
lands,
anyway.
but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride.
Well, this isn't gonna be good.
You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Mm-hmm.
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
Huh.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
I think it's something else.
But this... We can't...
What were we saying in chat? Yeah, it really is unfortunate.
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
Yep. Hello, Salvador Dali.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
Well.
I think he's gone.
Yep.
We were never going to salvage this, were we?
Her wrist is broken.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
I'll do my best. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Let's just do it.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
Nope, we're going in. Why am I dying? Or, well, not dying. every time I approach this mirror, my body, in the reflection at least, is going through the stages of decay. Or, well, not decay, decomposition, which is a little bit more than decay. Am I decomposing on some level? That's a question. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
What am I ignoring? Because, I looked in the mirror. I saw the decay happening. Is it the other voices? I don't think I'm ignoring them. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
I just want it all to stop.
It will, in time, but you still have a ways to go before we are done. Know that I hold no malice for you.
Alright. Well, let's go.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Damn, that's always brutal. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I think the way I got the prisoner last time was by using the knife to cut her wrist off. So let's see if we can do that.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess
Alright,
that
we've already
much
gotten
worse
this
than
answer
slaying
before.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, yoink.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Man, you're really grasping for straws, aren't you?
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Don't talk to me like that.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Who's they?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Why in every universe is it just the one, and then you've got a broken shackle? Are there supposed to be two people in here?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Apparently I'm here to yawn at you. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
No.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare.
Okay, I really don't want to listen to anything she says because I don't like her talking to me like this. But...
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I do want a peaceful option, so let's try it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Don't praise me.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Strange phrasing.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Okay, fair enough. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
I can if I want to.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Yeah, I don't believe you, sweetheart. But okay.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Mm-hmm.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Mm-hmm.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Very fair.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Very true.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Well, since I've started this game, I haven't lost a single thing, not really. Except for maybe the other voices. So... how would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Mm-hmm.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
No, I think she is.
She is. I'm sure of it.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Okay.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Too long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Yep, I'm gonna let her out.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
It's not gonna be that easy.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Do they even have a keyhole?
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Do you have any ideas besides me cutting off your hand?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Okay.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
Mm-hmm.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Nope, just the narrator. And he's being a little bit upset at us.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Mm-hmm.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Okay.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Who's they?
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Okay.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Shush.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh.
Whew.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Alright, a little bit meaty and visceral. Let's see what we've got going on.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
You bastard. You
As the princess
bastard.
approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Nope. Not allowed. Not happening.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch
Nope.
me.
Nope. Warn her.
Stop that.
No.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Mm-hmm.
The blade. Move the blade.
No.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Mm-hmm.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Mm-hmm. Found her? Alright, well.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alright. That did the save thing, right? Yes, okay. Main menu. Yes. So. Switch tabs. Well. Thank you so much for coming with me on this little adventure. I am in dire need of food and copious amounts of tea. So I'm gonna go self-care, do some shenanigans. I will probably be streaming again later tonight. Probably not for a couple hours though. So enjoy your night. Have a lovely evening. I certainly will. And I will be seeing you. So where is my ending card? there we go. Have a good one.